He was the hottest Latin on Broadway as Amelia Estefan in On Your Feet, but he was so layered and in depth and personable in Jaime Lozano's Children of Salt. We're with Mauricio Martinez. Mauricio, hi.
Hi, Susana.
What's been between On Your Feet, Children of Salt, Jaime's concert? What else? What else have we missed?
I mean, well, in this is like six years of my life. I did the national tour of On Your Feet, and I did On Your Feet on Broadway after Children of Salt. I did Evita, but at Kansas City Repertory Theater. I played Che there. I was gonna go and do it at the West End at the Barbican Theater in 2020,
nice.
But the pandemic hit us, so that was canceled. But I've been doing lots of concerts. I also did a TV show, 2 TV shows. I did one for NBC Universo called El Vato, which we won an international Emmy for.
Yay!
And we're very proud. And I just did, last year, I did one for Peacock called Armas de Mujer, which means a women's weapon. And it's going to stream later this year on Peacock. What else have I done? Well, I recorded an album. I'm working on another album. And I did Unmasked, the music of Andrew Lloyd Webber at Paper Mill Playhouse.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
And which was a beautiful, beautiful show. And I did, I just finished last year, I did a brief season at Goodspeed Opera House of A Grand Night for Singing, the Rodgers and Hammerstein review,
nice.
Which was lovely. Because I had never sung Rodgers and Hammerstein before. And it's such beautiful music that I think is very suitable for my voice type. So I was very happy and excited to say yes and go upstate for a while.
Now, if I remember correctly, you sing Some Enchanted Evening in both English and then Spanish.
It's something wonderful.
Something wonderful. It's beautiful.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And it's my translation. So it's very personal. Yeah. Rob Ruggiero, who was the director of the show at Goodspeed, and Donna Lynn Trinkoff, who's the artistic director, came to me and said, would you mind translating it? And I said, no, I'd love to. So I took it home and I did it one night. I was just inspired and I went with it. And I translated and they used my translation and it's an honor to translate Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's and such a beautiful song, like Something Wonderful, that I had never listened to it performed by a man. So I like that too. I like that very, very much.
No, I felt really blessed to hear you sing it at Jamie DeRoy's concert. I thought
Thank you.
It was truly spectacular.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're about to do a brand new concert at Feinstein's 54 Below.
Yes, I'm back at Feinstein's 54 Below this March 3rd, next Thursday, at 7 p.m. I have amazing guests, my dear Jaime Lozano, who's a brother to me, and my beautiful Eden Espinosa said yes. And she's joining both me and Jaime to do a medley of the 2 love ballads of 2 shows that I've been doing with Jaime. One of them is Children of Salt, which you saw in 2016 at NYMF. And the other one is the show that we've been working on called Present Perfect. It's a show that I'm really, really excited about because I think it's very timely because of the times we're living. It's a beautiful story about a Hasidic Jewish woman who is an English teacher here in the US, in New York. And specifically, she teaches ESL, English as a second language. So in the classroom, she meets, she has a Japanese student, she has a guy from Serbia, she has a Cuban, Mexicans. I play a Peruvian doctor who has a kid in Peru and who falls in love with a teacher. So it's a great story and it's great music, of course, by Jaime. And I'm doing one of the songs from that show. So it's exciting.
Are you doing any of Jaime's concerts that are coming up?
Yes, I am. I'm doing a couple. I'm doing the one at Lincoln Center on April
Mhm.
15th, which is very exciting because it's sold out, and we have a great cast lined up. It's always an honor. And we're doing another one together in our hometown of Monterrey, Mexico, in May 27th, I believe.
Oh, fun.
So that's exciting. And we're planning another one at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm very with Jaime. Wherever he asks me to go, I say yes. He's my brother, and vice versa. Wherever I ask him to go, he always says yes. So that's
No, it's
a
true. Where I see one, I see the other.
almost right. Yeah, we're like a package.
But that's okay. Yeah, the
Yeah.
familia. I'm never gonna be able to say this right. Familia? Is that how you
Yeah,
say
la
it?
familia. Yeah, you said it perfectly.
Oh,
La
good.
familia. La
Hey,
familia.
look how long it took me to say Jaime's name right, and he never corrected me.
No, but it's wonderful. A lot of people call him Jamie. I think
Me,
that's
that's what I
charming too.
I called
But
him that for years.
I mean, that's his name in English, so it's not bad. That's his name in a way.
But I
Yeah.
never knew what the original one was. Like he never
Yeah.
corrected me, never told me. And when I'm trying to think of who told me. Jane Alyssa. And
Yes.
I was mortified. I'm like, I can't believe that I've done this for so long. Like 10 years.
Well, now you got it. Now you got it.
They say that eyes are the windows of the soul, but I think songs are. If you had to choose a song or cycle of songs that says who Maurizio is, what would it be?
Oh wow, what a question. Because there's so many. But
I said cycle.
yeah, I mean a song cycle. I think If I Can't Love Her for Beauty and the Beast is definitely part of who I am. And Immortality by the Bee Gees from Saturday Night Fever is also a song that I hold dear and near to my heart, which I haven't sung in a while. And Don't Want to Lose You Now by Gloria Estefan from On Your Feet, I think is a song that really talks to me in ways that no other song does. It's a song that I sang so many times before I booked the show, and it's the song that got me my Broadway debut and brought me back to New York. Those three songs. There's another one in Spanish that's part of my repertoire that I did in a TV show where I basically became known all of a sudden 20 years ago, actually, which is sort of like Mexican Idol. It's called Operación Triunfo, the TV show. It's a Spanish TV show, and we did it in Mexico 20 years ago. And it's by a very, very famous Mexican composer, singer-songwriter who passed away 5 years ago. His name is Juan Gabriel. He's sort of like the Mexican Elton John. Oh, wow. And the song is called Abrázame Muy Fuerte, which means hold me too tight, or hold me very tightly. And it's a race against time. The lyrics literally describe a race against time. And he compares time. It's sort of similar to like the Seasons of Love. Jonathan Larson talks about how do you measure a year. In this song, Juan Gabriel talks about how fast time goes by, and how you have to really hold on to those people that really are important and to those sentiments that really matter to you. And it's literally racing against time, because it's almost like a cry of help and a cry of desperation, because you're running out of time, basically. And it's a very beautiful song. I love that song very, very much. Yeah. And a lot of my Mexican fans or audience in Mexico and Latin America ask me to sing that song specifically, because ever since I sang it 20 years ago in the TV show, it sort of became like my anthem in a way. So I recorded it in my first album in 2012, and that was my first music video ever. And yeah, I've sung it many, many, many times. I was fortunate enough to sing it to Juan Gabriel before he died, a couple of years before he died, it passed, and it was beautiful. And yeah, it's a song that is very, very dear and near to my heart. Yeah.
You've worked with a lot of composers. What composers haven't you worked with that you would like to?
Ooh, I mean, I would love to. I've done a show of his, but I did it with Jaime in Mexico and in Spanish. But I would love to work with Jason Robert Brown in English. I would love to work with Steven Schwartz. And I would love to work with Lin-Manuel. I have not worked with Lin-Manuel. We know each other, but we really haven't worked together. So I think that would be an honor for me, because I owe a lot of what I am and what I do and who I am today to him without him even knowing it, because he's paved the way and opened doors to so many of us Latino artists. And and I'm a huge fan, so I would love to work with him, whether it be in a musical or a film or animated film or an album or something, but I would love to work with him.
Is there any show or type of show that you would like to take on, and why?
I mean, as far as musicals, yes. I mean, there's the musicals that I'm working on right now, developing. Like, my dream is to originate a role, many roles. I'm working on 3 right now. One of them is Present Perfect with Jaime. The other one is called Joy, the musical, which is based on Joy Mangano's life. And I play Tony, her husband and ex-husband, actually. And it's a beautiful role because he's a very flawed man, but with a good heart. But his intentions are confused in a way. He doesn't know how to be a father and an ex-husband. So I like that. I like flawed characters. And he has a beautiful song written by Anne-Marie Milazzo that I'm actually singing next Thursday, called Walk With Me. And it's such a beautiful song. And just being able to know that I'm the first actor to give a voice to the character and give a voice to the song, not knowing what's going to happen. I mean, hopefully we'll make it to Broadway soon, and hopefully there'll be an original cast recording. Hopefully it'll play in other countries and maybe other languages, and somebody in Mexico can play it, and that would be like a full circle to me, you know, because that's how I grew up doing musicals, always honoring the original artist who recorded it or created the role in English, and then translating it to my language, which is Spanish. And so that would be a great full circle moment, I think. There's another show called Everyone Comes to Elaine's that I'm working on right now.
Oh, the one about
Elaine Kaufman, yes.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
I'm very excited. I'm originating that role, which is Bobby Garcia, who's a writer, a Latin writer, who frequents Elaine's a lot. And I've never been in an ensemble piece, and it's a beautiful ensemble piece with so many great characters, so many great anecdotes. And when you're a New Yorker and you say Elaine's, the restaurant, everybody knows what you're talking about. So, I mean, everybody was there. Woody Allen, Francis Ford Coppola, like so many people. And
is it a straight play or is it a musical?
It's a musical. It's
Who's
a musical. Joe Morrison and David Morrison are doing the music, and Mary Testa is playing Elaine. So that's wonderful. So those 3 I'm developing. And as far as dream roles of shows that are currently running or still running somewhere in the world or here, I mean, I would love to be the first Latino Phantom on Broadway. There has not been a Phantom who's a Latino on Broadway. Isn't that wild? And my dear friend Norm Lewis inspired me, and he's been convincing me. He said, I got it, so now you got it. I was the first African-American Phantom, so now you got to make it a reality. So I'm taking his example, and hopefully I'll be able to play that role one day, because it's also a dream of my mother. My mother loves musicals, and I think one of the reasons I do what I do is because I was influenced by her. She would always play me movies as a kid, old Hollywood musicals, without me even knowing that most of them came from the stage, and that stage was called Broadway, and that Broadway was in New York. There I was in Mexico as 5, 6, 7 years old watching these movies. So I owe a lot to her. And every time she comes to New York, I always take her to a couple of shows. And I always tell her, you choose whatever shows you want to see. The Lion King, Aladdin, like whatever. And she always chooses the Phantom. And I go, Mom, there's other shows there. Like, there's other shows, but she always wants to go see Phantom. And every time she comes out of the theater, that the first words that come out of her mouth are, I can't wait for you to be Phantom, So I think it would be a beautiful homage to my mom to play that part and have her see me with a mask, singing that music. That's her favorite musical. It's so many people's favorite musical. It's such a trademark of New York and Broadway and West End. I've had the fortune to work with Andrew in Unmasked one-on-one. I've met him and I've worked with his team, and they're aware that I'm interested and that I would love to play Phantom one day. So we'll see. Hopefully, if the stars align and if it's meant to be, that would make me very, very happy.
Maybe for Cinco de Mayo.
Hey, you never know, right? For Hispanic Heritage Month, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where do you see your career in 5 years, 10 years?
Ooh, I mean, all I want to do is keep working, keep originating roles, both on stage and on screen. Keep doing concerts. That's probably one of the things that I enjoy the most. Live concerts, recording albums. Right now I'm working on my first English album with Broadway Records, and I love recording albums. I love having an orchestra and doing a concert, and yeah, it's because it's very personal to me. Concerts are very personal to me because they're always semi-autobiographical, so they're almost therapeutic, and it's always nice to have the audience be a part of the journey that I'm taking them on. So I see myself here, hopefully, alive, healthy, and working nonstop. I'd love to later segue into directing. I would love to direct in the future, and produce. I would love to do that, and we'll see. I mean, I think the world is a blank canvas. I think I'm in I call it the second act of my life. I'm in my 40s, and I moved to the US, and I had a career in Mexico for 20 years and in Spanish, and now that I'm living this second act, it's only beginning. Where I'm only playing the entr'acte right now, so it's time to really fulfill all my dreams, and I'm exactly where I wanted to be. I'm in the city where I've always dreamt. I have my green card now. I'm part of this city. I'm part of this industry. I'm working in English. I'm working here, so and representing my people too. So I love to keep working with people like Jaime that inspire me and help me become a better artist and a better human. And I want to inspire people. I'm also working on a book I've been writing for the last couple of years, a semi-autobiographical book that would be a great show too. So my intentions are there, and we'll see. So I see myself working and happy, hopefully in love and healthy. That's all one can wish for, especially during these times. I mean, if we've learned anything these past 2 years, is that health and loved ones and work are a blessing. So if I have those three, I think I'm basically a millionaire.
Well, we look forward to seeing you on March 3rd at Einstein's 54 Below. And thank you for getting back with us.
Thank you so much. It's always my pleasure. And I'll see you on March 3rd.